Hello, Brick friends. It's a wonderful day. It's Bricklink Designer Program Series 8, the day crowdfunding begins. I want to talk to you about what the program is, how allocation works, and specifically where we stand and how quickly you need to act to get the set you want. So, if you're here, you probably know that the Bricklink Designer Program is a series where LEGO fans submit their designs. We all get to go in there, we get to choose which are our favorites. Bricklink then looks at our votes, picks 5 at the top, a couple of big, a couple of medium, small, and eventually they come out for crowdfunding. Once crowdfunding ends, 6 months later, somewhere in there, we get those sets. So today is the day where Series 8 has gone live. Specifically, it went live about 7.5 hours ago. The brick railroad locomotive, this is my favorite in the series. Um, I got 2 of these today because I actually want to make the A unit and the B unit that we saw in the video. Coconut Cape, Dust Smart Keep, certainly a popular one. The University of Science, and as a modular fan, this is one that I think is absolutely fantastic, and the hot air balloon. So as I was making my order earlier today, I really wondered, okay, how do we know which sets are selling and which sets are lagging behind? There is, if you look at the source code of the page, so if I go to University of Science and then right click once it opens, right click and look at the page source, there are a couple of values that tell us what's happening. Specifically, the percentage pre-ordered and the percentage funded. So percent funded all starts at 1. So let's talk about how the allocation works. Bricklink makes a maximum of 150,000 sets. That is 30 sets for each of the 5. Depending on how pre-orders are going, they can allocate some of that 150,000. So while there's initially 30,000 available for each of them, perhaps one isn't selling as well and one is selling far beyond the others. They can move some of the 150 allocation to the sets that's selling better to make a larger amount available at the end of the day. But the percent funded all starts at 0.1, and we'll see how that changes here in a little bit. And the percentage pre-ordered is the amount of the currently allocated amount that is sold. So in this example, we see the percent funded is 0.1. That represents the full 3,000. And if you want to see what the current allocation is for a set, you take 3,000 and divide by the percent funded. So that gets us to the 30,000. And then you multiply that amount by the percent pre-ordered. So in this example, 32% of the 30,000 original allocation has been sold, or around 9,600. But again, I wanted to be able to keep track of how Series 8 was selling. So I used ChatGPT and Python. Python is a great tool for data analytics. If you don't know what that is, please, and you're interested in computers or data analytics, please take time to research that a little bit. But I got this program created, and what it does is it allows me to go in here and see where things stand. So as of right now, all 5 sets are currently still allocated at the 30,000 amount. How many have been pre-ordered? So the Brick Railroad locomotive, roughly 9,800 have been pre-ordered. Coconut Cape, about 10,600. Dust Mark Keep. This is the one that is clearly selling well and above all the others. 51% has already been pre-ordered for Dust Mark Keep, or 15,000. University of Science right now sitting at just one below 10,000. And Hot Air Balloon is the one that's lagging in this group at 8,600. So again, 7.5 hours into the pre-sale, I think you can begin to take away where things are going. I think it's very likely that some of the 30,000 currently allocated to hot air balloon get reallocated to one of the others, or some of the others specifically. I think there are pretty good chances that Dust Smart Keep is going to have its allocation increased. The others are pretty tight. I mean, uh, you're talking about less than 1,000 separating second and fourth. So who knows? You could see hot air balloon, and even those are not that far, only 1,500 above hot air balloon. Now things can change. We're in day one, and I'm really thinking about making another video daily to see where things stand and keep you all updated. I don't think that you have to run out right now and put in your order for Dust Smart Keep. I also would not wait for the entire pre-order period. If I were you, I would get my order in soon. I would get it in by June 12th at the latest. Now, the other thing I wondered is how does this compare to previous series? So again, we're just in day one, right? The other series had the full time to put in orders. Again, Python, fantastic tool. What this does, it goes and it pulls the same statistics for each one of the entries in all of the seasons that we've seen so far. And so the numbers for season 8 are what we just discussed, 15,000 for Dust Smart Keep. Let's go to season 7 or series 7. Where the pre-order ended up at was the big one was Alchemist Shop at 41,000, Sushi Restaurant at 38,000, the Fortuna Ship at 38,000, and those all sold their full allocation. It was Antique Shop and Walt that did not. They still had 30,000 allocated, um, but they did not sell their full amount. They did not get there. If we go back to season six, or series 6, Outlaw Forest. I mean, what this shows you is the castle sets really just they just perform so well. We you know I listen to a lot of commentary on Bricklink, and there's a feeling out there that are there too many um, castle sets? And I think that what this shows is that there is a clear demand for anything castle or castle adjacent. 45,000 Outlaw Forest. If you go to Series 5, the big one, 49,000 sets sold, Adventures in Transylvania, and it is absolutely beautiful. Uh, it's absolutely beautiful. Let's look at the total for all the series. So this is how many, if you add all of those up, how many have sold. So Series 7 sold the most out of any of the current range of series at 149,843. So just below the 150,000 mark. How many have, and I say pre-ordered, really I should probably change that. How many have been pre-ordered for Series 8? So of the 150,000 max allocated to Series 6, 54,000 have already sold. So we are talking about 7.5 hours in, 1/3 of the possible allocated sets have already sold. In some ways that makes sense. The people that are excited about Bricklink are the ones that are going to gone in the first hour, the first couple of hours. So you would expect a huge spike at the beginning and it to trail off a little bit, uh, certainly as the day goes on, and we'll continue to see. I I think that we're going to get close to the 149,000 that we saw in Series 7. I don't think we're going to get quite to that amount. I do think that we are going to see uh, at least one sellout. I just think even if they increase the allocation to Dustmark Keep, that it is going to sell out. Um, Let me know in the comments what you think. Again, and is this interesting to you? I love data. Is this interesting to you? Would you like to see an update tomorrow? Let me know. Thank you for watching.